everyone, it's Mama Edie, and I'm here to talk to you about taking your dog on a vacation or trip, what you want to do, and how to be prepared. First of all, you might want to make sure your dog is healthy before you even take them. So take them to the vet, get their vaccinations up to date, and get their shot records with you, and be prepared. To keep your dog healthy as you travel, bring along a supply of regular food and some local or bottled water. Be sure to bring any medication he needs, of course. And something we do here at home is we have a crate set up here, and which is always in the way, but we have trained our dogs to go in them by offering them treats if they get in. And you might want to start doing that before you go on a trip, and then take the crate with you. Put your dog in the crate in the car. It's safer for you, it's safer for them. If you have a car crash, yes, they'll get tossed and turned around possibly, but they're not going to be able to run off, and you can't find them. You want to make sure that cage is large enough for them to stand up and walk and turn around in. You want to make sure it has a metal bottom, that any leakage is not going to go through into your car. You want to have ventilation in the cage, on both ends where they can get air. And you want to put a comfort mat, or a bed, or whatever they're comfortable with, what they normally use, in the crate, along with water. Now, to keep them from getting sick, you don't want to feed them right before you go on a trip, because dogs are prone to motion sickness, especially if they're not used to it. But make sure they, at all times, they have water. But you don't want to feed them right ahead of time or during the trip. Now, if it's a long trip, do it while you've stopped for whatever, bathroom break or whatever. Feed them, give them a little exercise. Don't feed them a lot, and make sure it's protein, high in protein. That'll help them from maybe bringing it back up. And you want to make sure you give them a lot of exercise when you do stop, because being caged up, their energy is much higher. And you also, before you start the trip, want to make sure they've been well exercised, where they're tired, or where they can be calmer. And when you're traveling, don't let your dogs hang out the window or in the back of a truck. It's too dangerous. I've seen on Facebook a video where a dog actually jumped out of the car in the middle of traffic, and they were dragging the dog down the road. I mean, they did slow down, and the dog didn't get injured, but it could have. So don't do that. Crack your window, but don't make it to where they can hang out the window. Yes, they love it, but don't do it. And you want to make sure you get the dog used to sitting in the car before you go on the vacation. Let them sit for a little while, and then take them on short trips. But let them get used to that car. You want to avoid that car sickness, and again, make sure their stomach's empty. If it's going by plane, each airline has its own set of rules for a canine to travel, so you should call for information and make arrangements for that trip. All airlines require health certificates and proof of vaccinations. Some airlines will not transport animals when it's extremely hot or cold, so you might want to check in on about that. Dogs must be in an airline approved crate when transported as cargo. Small dogs may ride under the seat in a crate or carrier. And if it's by train, if you plan to travel on train or bus, you may be disappointed. Dogs are not permitted on Amtrak trains or on buses operated by Greyhound or other interstate bus companies. So, you know, that's something you need to think about before you make the arrangements. And then, you want to make sure that if you're staying at a motel, the motel accepts animals. It's important. And once you get to the motel, you want to leave your scent in the whole room. Just walk around, sit down on a few things, so that dog feels comfortable in that room and they're not get all excited because they're in a new place. You want to make sure you respect other guests and staff and property, so, you know, respect it so that they keep allowing it. And, you know, keep your dog as quiet as possible. Everybody knows they're going to bark once in a while, or maybe even a little growl because it's in a new surroundings. But you definitely want to try and keep them calmed down and not making them speak and make loud noises just for the heck of it. And you don't want to leave your dog unattended. So you need to take your dog. You need to plan your trip to where you can take your dog with you wherever you're going, because many dogs will destroy and bark and destroy property that's left alone in a strange place, unless you're going to keep them caged up, and then they're going to bark and bark and bark probably. So you need to consider that. Places like Best Western accommodate dogs very well. And if you go to the desk, you can ask them, is there a dog park or someplace we can go where we can walk our dog and play with our dog, and they can give you that information. So you want to be sure and do that too. And remember that one bad experience with a dog guest may prompt the hotel management to refuse to allow any dogs. So be considerate of others and leave your room in the grounds in good condition. Pick up anything the dog leaves behind when you go outside, and that's when you stop at a gas station too. Make sure you pick it up, throw it away, dispose of it. That way, that is a happy experience for the people that is allowing it, and we want to keep that going. We want to make it better. We want more places to accept our animals and our pets. So be sure and do all that. And as always, take care of your pets, love them to death, and Mama Edie loves her fur babies. Bye bye.